You are listening to the Profitable Content Creator Podcast. This is the place where content creators come to learn how to create profitable content that positions themselves as an authority and grows their online businesses. Get ready to take your content to a whole new level with your host, Kristen Poborsky.
Hi there. I am Kristen Poborsky, and today I am here to share with you what I've discovered about creating video content with AI. If you're curious about creating video content, or you already are creating video content and you want to know how to do it with AI, you're not alone. I mean, there's so many people that are talking about AI and using it to create content. I hear my husband telling me about how all of his friends are using it. He's asking me, are you doing it? All that. And he's in the mortgage business. Now, I work with coaches and healers and course creators. And of course, I hear the chatter here too. So I'm assuming that you have as well. So today in this episode video podcast, we are going to be talking about how all the different ways actually that you can create video content with AI. Plus, we're going to discuss the advantages and disadvantages of each one of these as I go through them so that you can decide if it's something that you want to pursue, if you want to use AI to help you create video, okay? So let's dive into today because I'm going to start off with why should you consider using AI to help you create video content? Because the biggest thing is it makes it fast, okay? It makes it fast to come up with what you're going to talk about on your video. So that's the main reason why I use AI to create content and to create my video scripts. So that's the reason why. Plus, the other thing that I've discovered from using it is that it comes up with lots of ideas that you wouldn't have come up with on your own because it gets to go out and research and it knows and it can go find all these ideas that would take you hours and hours to find, and you might not even get some of these ideas. So I love it when it comes in and it gives me a title. It gives me an introduction, and then it gives me an outline. And in that outline is like, whoa, I never even considered that. That's a great idea. Okay, I'll talk about that. So that's why I like it, because it makes video creation fast, okay? And we're going to get into the different types of video that you can create using AI. So that's the second point. So you can create videos just like the one I'm doing here using AI generated content, a script, ideas, what I've taken and I've made it my own. Now you can do another one that I've tried, and it's called Wave Video. And they have stock video in there. You can grab these little clips in there. It's really cool. And then they also have stock music, so you can have some music behind it. And then if you don't want to talk on your videos, you can actually type in your script and it will record it using their little AI voice into your video. And bam, you've got a video. Okay. While I do not agree with that kind of content generation because it doesn't have the same energy as me talking to you and you looking at a video of something else. And you don't get to hear my voice, my stories. Now, that other person can tell your stories, but they do not have my voice, my inflections, the way I talk. So it's just not the same experience. So yes, while you can do it, you don't necessarily want to do that if you are going to want to build your audience and attract clients to you, because it's not going to work. It's kind of like when you use a copywriter to create your content and you just go with what they say and you don't make it your own. You really need to make it your own. And that's why, creating a video with you on it is just really the best way. Okay. So that, again, there's two ways that you can do it. You can do it with you on the video, or you can go and use that whole other thing. Or you could even use that other way, the way video, and record your voice. But again, they don't get to see you. And there is something about that that's super important when you're doing video content. You can get away with it on your podcast because me here talking to you right now, it's getting repurposed into 2 pieces of content. It is getting repurposed into a video for YouTube, and then I'm taking the audio and it becomes my podcast. So yes, it works that way. But for me to have a video of something else and I'm talking to you on YouTube, it's a little discombobulating in my mind. There's a disconnect. You need to be on there, in my opinion, for it to work really well. Okay, so let's dive into some tips now for creating better AI videos. Again, I always say, and you hear me talk about this in all my other AI content, use a script. Use AI to help you generate that script. Now, I've got a script right here. I look down at it a little bit, but what I find is that the more I do not look at my script, but the more that I know what I'm talking about, and I just refer to it, to keep me on track, the better my video is, the better my podcast is, all of that, because it's coming from my heart. And I am really trying to get away from using a script a lot, because I want my own voice to come through. And I find when I've listened to myself talk and I use a script too much, I talk too fast. I use the word way too much. I use a lot of words, filler words that I shouldn't be using. So when I talk more from the heart, I come across being more confident, a better speaker, and it's going to reflect, because I've really just stepped into this in the last few months. I believe it's going to make my content that much better and resonate with people. So I'm really paying attention to the quality of how I talk, what I say, my audio and my video, because those are really key. So let's go back to creating better AI videos, because the next thing is I really do like the headlines that it comes up with. So I use a lot of those, but I do make sure that my keywords are in there. So definitely do that. I love the fact that any word is what I use if I haven't mentioned it. And I've got that link right down below so you can check it out. I love that it also writes an intro for me. And because I type in keywords, because it wants keywords, it makes sure that it includes those keywords or phrases that in there, because it's very important when you're creating content for YouTube that you use your keywords in there when you're talking. So it's very important that you state right away what you're talking about using your keywords for your content. And I believe that that's going to be also important over in podcasting, because the people need to know. And if there's bots crawling it, it's going to know and be able to know that your content that you're creating for your podcast is also relevant to the title. Okay, so definitely use the introduction, use the headlines, but don't rely on that video creator. I mean, while it's cool and I might use it for something, but I really wouldn't, because I don't think that it's going to resonate with my audience. But you can go play around with it. And I've got that link right below. It's called Wave Video. So you can try that out, see for yourself. But I do say the best thing to do is to show up yourself on your videos. Okay. So that's pretty much it. So point one, you should use AI to help you create video content. I want you to do that. Number two, you should be creating videos of you just like this. And if you want stock footage and things like that, you could actually take stock footage from one of those places and, have it in there, but don't rely on stock images. Rely on just you being there and being in your video. Okay. Number three, you definitely want a script and speak from the heart. And you want to make the content your own. Use the AI to help you create a great title, but don't forget the SEO keywords. And the same thing with your intro. Use it to write that for you. It saves you a lot of time. And I just kind of go in and edit it a little bit. But then when I'm speaking it, I just kind of know what I'm going to talk about. And I speak like I'm speaking to you here. So it's really great. Oh, so that's it for the main body, but I'm going to answer 2 questions. So how should I get started with AI creation? And then the second one is, do I need to be on camera? And I think you already know the answer to that, but I'm going to answer that as a separate question. So how should I get started? So what I would want you to do is pick a couple of AI generators and take a look at them and see if they match like how your content creation style is. The reason why I use AnyWord is because I like an outline. I like the way it generated the content for me, and I could take it and quickly edit it and make it my own, right? So I suggest you take a look at that one. You can go and look at Jasper. It might be better, but I believe I like the AnyWord because of the price. It did a lot of other things other than just create blog posts. It does a ton of stuff. Okay. And I've got other videos and content on my website where I walk through all the things that you can do with AI to create content in more detail. So you can find that at KristenPoborsky.com or on my YouTube channel at Kristen Poborsky, right? So that's what I would get started, is really like take a look at, try a free trial, see if you like it, see if it makes sense and it fits into your content creation style. And again, I like to use a script. I have a scripting method. I have a plug and play template that I use and I teach my students in my 12X content creation method course. And it just worked great in there to make it super easy for me. So let's dive into question number 2. Do I need to be on camera when I use AI to create my videos? And I think you already know that answer if you've listened to the whole video here. But if you're just tuning in and listening to this question, because I do edit my questions out and post them as separate pieces of content, the answer is you can. I've tested it out, but it just doesn't give the same kind of feeling as if you are on camera and you are talking. And that's the key to creating client attracting content, is aligning your topics with what you do, sharing your stories, sharing your energy, showing up as you on camera. And trust me, when you do that, it changes who you are. You become more confident. You become a better coach, a better healer, a better course creator when you log in the time and you learn how to be present on camera and talk to people, whether or not there's someone in front of you. So my answer is yes, you can. It's just not the best way. So I'm going to wrap this up today because I have a guide for those of you who want to get started with AI content creation. It is the Profitable Content Creators Guide to AI. It has the entire checklist of what I go through when I go and use it. It also gives you some of the things that you want to do that I talked about in this episode and all my other pieces of content, really how to unleash the power of it and use it and make it your own. So I've got the link right down below if you want to get started using AI and use it the right way so that it helps you create client attracting content super fast. It's right there below. And that's it for today. And don't forget to check out my website at KristenPoborsky.com or head on over to my YouTube at Kristen Poborsky on YouTube. I got a ton of more AI content creation tips and tricks, along with all of my other content creation tips and course creation tips. And I'll see you in the next episode.
You've been listening to the Profitable Content Creator Podcast, where content creators go to learn how to take their content creation to the next level. If you love the Profitable Content Creator Podcast, we'd love for you to subscribe, rate, and give us a review on iTunes. Until next time.